Is Zeich Nishma, Reytzä, Feygã, Bas Ahren Tzvi, Reytzä or Reytzä? Reytzä, Feygã, Bas Ahren Tzvi, Leila Nishmas, Sholom Zeines Aliyah, Reytzä, Feygã, Bas Ahren Tzvi. And we have, we have a sponsor, the Gruber Mishpucha is sponsored tonight's learning. Leila Nishmasa. We're going to start obviously with a quick Chazara.
Where are we starting?
We are.
The Chazara should be on the bottom of Dalet and Amr Chanina.
Amr Chanina.
Amr
Chanina.
3 lines up.
El Shakwarim. So first, what we're going on the Gemara says El Shakwarim Makdim Liyam Knisa. So the Kvarim and the cities read on the same day, except the unwalled cities, and the villages read on the same day, except that the Kvarim are Makdim to Yom Knisa. They advance. They go earlier to the previous Yom Knisa. That's the Mishnah. That's what we learn. Now the Gemara is discussing that. Amr Chanina. Chachamim Megila Daf liyos makdim liyam knisa. The Chachamim were more lenient. They were makil on the people of the villages. That they would let them be makdim to the Yom Knisa. They would let them read the Megillah earlier than the Yom Knisa, so that go on the Yom Knisa. So that they would be available to bring food and water to their brothers that lived in the cities. So the Gemara is asking questions. So this means to be saying that, according to the Mishnah, right, that the takana was for the good of the cities, and we have an issue with that. The issue is that our Mishnah says, if Yudalit falls out on Monday, the villages and the big cities read on that day. Vim Isa, if it was really for the betterment of the people in the cities, the Kvarim should go advance to Yom Knisa. So the Gemara, asara, because that would be putting them on the 10th. And asara lo'itokin rabbanan. We only learned from the rabbanan that we could start from Yud Aleph, from the 11th. So the 10th would be too early. So the Gemara says that's why we wouldn't be able to do that. Toshma.
In reality, we should all be able to line on any of those days. It's just a Takuna from the Lebunan decided which city could read on which day.
It's not just which city; it's also like which situations we could go on to 11.
You have to read on the 14th, and the Chachamim said, like, if right? Isn't that the thing?
Yeah, but we did say that it was.
You have some in the psikim, the middle. You have the illusions. You have the.
So the psikim give us permission. So really, from the psikim, you could read on any day. It just the Chachamim made a Takuna which day. Like, just don't do it however you like. Like they set a road to it, but
it's a licht in the psikim.
Psikim don't say that. Like
no, but we situation. So the lo yaver don't go too far.
Right, but on those
and we came out. We cheshbon that it's from Yud Aleph to the 17th. Those days.
So in reality, if Peter would be on Wednesday, so he should be able to listen to Megillah on Tuesday. The Chum just made it the corner that he should listen on Monday. But
we don't do that for no reason. It's always better to read it in the Zman. Right? There's reasons why Chum let us go to other days, but really it's best to read it at Zman because there's the day that the nays happened. That's the most nicest way to celebrate. Toshma Choliyos v'Chamishi. If you Dalit, the 14th of Adar falls out day. Kfarim ba'Yaris Gedolos, the villages in the big cities, Karim b'Biyai. So they read it on that day, on Thursday, because Thursday is already Yom Knisa. Vim Isa, if it was really for the Kraken, L'Kadm Yom Knisa, they should go back to the last Yom Knisa, which is Monday. The Echad also, because Monday would be the 11th of Adar, right? So the Gemara says, no, that wouldn't work. Yom Knisa lo b'chinan. Because we don't push from one Yom Knisa to another Yom Knisa. Like, we let you go back for a Yom Knisa, because that's the way when most people are there, and there's also an Inyan B'Roivam Hadus Melech, that the Gemara is going to talk about later, which with Noig was Manazeh, like if you could, hear Megillah in your house with 3 people, or you could go to shul where there's more people, it's B'Roivam Hadus Melech. It's a much nicer way, Persum Nisa and B'Roivam Hadus Melech. We find this concept a lot of different places, B'Roivam Hadus Melech, with a bigger group. Toshma. Am Rabbi Yehuda, Masai, when could you be makdim to Yom Knisa? B'makam shenechnasim b'yisheni b'chamishi. Only in a place where the people physically like that they go into the town on Monday and Thursday. But in a place where that's not what people do, they don't go to. There's no market over there that people go to on Monday and Thursday. There's no bezin that people go there Monday and Thursday. And karnas abizmana, you would only read it bisman on the day, on the 14th. And if you're going to tell me that it's a takana for the cities, because they don't go to the towns on the Monday and Thursday for Yom Knisa, so the city should lose out because of it. So the Gemara says, so what's really the difference? That it's not because they should be available to bring food and water. Rather, it's mipnei. It's because they bring the food and the water. They're good people, and they supply the food, they supply the water. So because of that, we gave them a leniency that they could come This is kind of a game changer, right? Because now we're saying it's not so that they should be available to bring, because then on Thursday they're here anyways, they should hear the Megillah. No, it's because they bring the food and the water, so the Chachamim gave them a kula.
So we're really changing that. It's not for the table of the big cities, it's for the table
of the Kvarim.
Because because they usually do it, so when it's not convenient for them, then we're not going to make them read on a different day, right? Meaning, yeah.
Ketzad. So now we're going weiter, and we're still, I have to look up the name. We're still learning Lil Nishmas, Reytzא, Feygã, Basan, Tzvi, Neshom Zalman Aliyah. Ketzad. Oh, and it's sponsored by the Gruber Mishpacha, yes. Ketzad. So this is the Mishnah going through listing the different days that we read Megillah. Ketzad. Choli yois b'sheni b'Shabbos. So if Yudalet falls out on a Monday, Kvarim v'ayos gedolos karim b'yom v'chule. Right. So our Mishnah, which is kedai to go back and look, the Mishnah. So the Mishnah starts off with the Megillah could be read on the 11th, the 12th, the 13th, the 14th, the 15th. Like Pachos v'lo Yosef. And that's the ratio of the Mishnah. That's the beginning of the Mishnah.
We said Ketzad, Choli is Yidal b'Shai, the Grim is Gdois, Karim b'Yom, goes Chaim b'Moch, Choli is b'Shlishi.
So the Gemara asks, Maishna Reisha, what's the difference between the Reisha, the beginning of the Mishnah, the Nokat Sidura the Yarcha? The Lashon that the Mishnah used in the beginning was the order of the month. So it went Yud Aleph, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel. These are all days of the Chodesh. These are the 11th of the month, the 12th of the month, the 13th of the month. And then when the Gemara goes on, it goes Ketzad, and then Choliya is Yudal B'Sheni. Then it goes Choliya is B'Shlishi, Ibervi. The Shlishi, the Revi, is the days of the week. First we start with the days of the month, right? So Yudalit falls out. The Megillah could be read on 11, the 12, the 13, the 14, the 15. And then the Gemara goes further and says Ketzad. So if it falls out on Monday, if it falls out on Thursday, so what the question is like pretty simple, but also kind of hard to understand what the question until you hear the answer, and then you're like, oh. Maishna Reisha, the beginning of the Mishnah, the Nokat Sidur the Yarcha. The beginning of the Mishnah listed the days of the month. Maishna Seifa, the Nokat Sidur the Yoima. And the second part of the Mishnah goes through the days of the week. Right? So first we start discussing if Yudalit falls out, Megillah could be read on Yudal, Yud Beis, Yud Gimel Dal, and then we discuss the days of the week, so it goes in the order of the days of the week. So the Gemara is asking, why did the Reisha go one way and then the Sefer went another way? So, M for the Gemara. I did the Mishapchi le Nokat Sidur Diyamim. Since we're switching around the order, so the Gemara took on the Seder of the days of the week. So basically, right, Choliya is b'Shlishi b'Revi, right? So we were discussing a Tuesday or a Wednesday, and then a Thursday and a Friday. Because over here we're going in order, 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th, 15th, and if the Mishnah would have kept it the same way, it would have been going back and forth.
Why couldn't this is always a big one, the Mazda. Why couldn't we just stick with the days of the month? 11,
12, 13, yeah. Right? And if 11 falls. So then you bounce around.
But we need the days because we need to know the days that they come in.
Right. No. The kasha is not. I remember this was always a chaptis gemara.
I tried reading through Rashi,
because if you look at the Mishnah, Megillah Nikas b'Yid Aleph, Yid Bayis, Yid Gimel, Yid Aleph as well. So we're going with the Yid Aleph is Uda, Yid Bayis Uda. Right. We're going with the days of the month.
Right.
When you go to Kaitzad, when we break it down, we say, okay, Choli is Yidal b'Shayni. If Yidal is shiny, so let's say, okay,
we need to know what days we
so then we're looking at the days of the week.
Right.
It falls out.
Right, because we need to know the days that we can read, and then we can figure out like when we daf ofriken and who can read on what days.
So you don't understand what the question is?
No.
So if you read
What
through the
days we
Mishnah,
can read it?
the beginning of the
You
Mishnah,
can read from this day to this day. Now,
I flip back to the Mishnah because
I'm looking at the
we have to know
Mishnah.
when.
okay. So it starts off talking about days of a month.
Like what days?
The Megillah is read on the
Starting
11th,
from
the
this
12th, the
to
13th, the
that,
14th, the
over
15th.
to the cities.
Right. So
And then when we go there, Ketzad, Chol
Yud
Yois Yudal
We're
L'Sheni.
backwards from there, meaning.
Then he starts talking
You want
about
to know
days of
when
the
you
week.
read on Yud Aleph?
Because he needs to.
If Yid,
Oh, you're saying
Because he's talking about the days of the week. He needs to give
that,
the example.
the same way you would introduce them, you could still sort of. That's the Gemara's kasha.
Okay.
And the
What's the
answer.
What's the alternative?
What?
My question. What's
The alternative is you stick to the months of the week. You want to know Yid Aleph? This is the scenario. You want to know how it's Yid Bayis? How you read Yid Bayis? This is the scenario.
It's switched over.
That's
That's
what
like,
the Gemara's
oh,
kasha.
what's
Yeah,
happened? What happens on a Monday? What
and
happens
then
on
the
Tuesday?
Teret, I always looked at this big Rasha, and Rasha says if you go the other way, it'll be more complicated. You're going to skip things. This Rasha, I did the mishapche, like nukatz di yome.
I want to hear.
But I never really clicked to
what's
me.
in the question how it should have been said.
Oh, so I'm saying it would be so it would be like Ketzad
Ketzad,
Aleph.
Yid Aleph.
Ketzad, how would Yud Aleph fall out?
That's if it's Thursday, right? If Yid Aleph is on Sunday.
Because if you're going to do it like that,
then it's Thursday is going to be
right.
Yid
If you
Aleph.
do it like that, you're going to go Thursday, Friday, Monday, and it's going to go like a little back and forth. So in order to get rid of confusion is what Rashi's saying. Like I read through Rashi basically, right? That's what Rashi's saying. In order, so that you shouldn't get confused because you're going to go back and forth. Because how does Yud Aleph go? Because now it goes Seder, right? Now it starts from the days of the
Probably
week.
the last words of Rashi is the aside. Because this way the Mishnah doesn't have to spell out, oh, this is Yid Aleph. This is Yid Bayis. We look at, if Yid Aleph falls out on let's say Friday, so then the Kurim will go back to yesterday, and that's Yid Gimel. So you have Yid Gimel. Somehow, if you look at Rashi, maybe you're saving words.
Alright, he's explaining like.
Because sometimes you're moving a day, and sometimes you're moving 4 days. So that's what, like, the days of the week would just be like, it will be confusing. And you're skipping days by going 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
It could be you'll be bouncing around too much.
Yeah, that's what
days
he's
of the week.
saying. So
This way we're just taking Yid Pidim and we're
Right.
moving it.
because
in
we'd be
the
in
week.
reversed order. If
Otherwise
if
it would
we
be-
do that way, it'd be Sunday,
that's it.
Shabbos, Friday.
I think we shouldn't go further because like.